All right, we made it to the final tier, tier 15 of this limited series featuring Lotus Emira GT4. So let's go ahead and wrap this up and win this new car. And since today we have a daily bonus of fame bonus, I think it's like 50% extra. Is it 50 or 60? I cannot remember. But anyway, so we'll take the highest paying race here. I know there's endurance, but we'll just go with a more or less guaranteed highest payout, which is going to be the Cup at Dubai Grand Prix with a PR 68.3. So this is going to be a 7-lap Cup. So this pays out some 8,400 fame points. So, we'll get a little extra out of that. And of course, the PR requirement here, 68.3. This is what costed us some 351 gold to reach this point, right? But, and in terms of motorsport dollars, I'm not even going to mention because we come out ahead in this one. So, because for 100% completion, for the completion of this particular tier, we're going to be ending up in like extra bonus of 700,000 motorsport dollars. That's the final 100% completion reward. So, yeah, in the motorsport department or motorsport dollar department, this event pays out quite handsomely. Yes, we just need more events that pays out in gold this handsomely. That would be nice. I feel like we used to have more of those. That actually you could net gold and a car from some of the special events. Limited series has generally been, or just in general, most events with the set PR requirement. I mean, it's pay to play, so generally has not been in our favor, which is, I get it. Developers, they need to make their ends meet too. But anyway, so all right, so I have not been really bot training here, and I mean, so far I made it this far, so I think it's okay to just go ahead if you're still on the fence about running through this event. Pretty easy event, as limited series generally tends to be. Biggest limiting factor of the limited series being just upfront cost of gold, in which case this one not too bad. And I guess next, not limitation, but okay, well, let's call it limitation. The time, because these events are grinders, right? But obviously, you're playing. You signed up to play, so you must enjoy it at some point. Although I do question at some points with when you have to like try to earn the motorsport dollar bank to kind of get up to a healthy point, like let's say max it out. So when they have a big sale or anything, you have enough to afford those things, right? Yeah, those runs can be a bit of a, I guess, labor of love. There you go. Anyway, chasing down the leader here in P3, motorsport category cars. Pretty high grip and a good braking performance. So generally, you don't have to brake as early as, let's say, a road car counterpart, because we do have Emira in the game that is just not the track version like this one. But anywho, Dubai Autodrome. I do like this circuit, one of the more picturesque circuits in the game. with the kind of that desert twilight setting, right? Pretty dramatic backdrop, very warm hues, let's just say. All right, now we're in the lead. Let's see what kind of lap time we can get when we don't have to worry about traffic. And there we go. Yeah, the final like few tiers of this event, they pay out quite a bit, right? They've been paying out quite a bit, like you know, because I did not want to have any of the motorsport dollar earnings to go to waste. I intentionally just kind of took like only just maybe a couple of tiers at a time, since we still have 7 days to complete this as a whole, right? So even with me taking my sweet time with this event here, I still have, I think, 3 days left or something like that. So yeah, you can make it a little bit more relaxed run that way. It doesn't have to be as much of a grinder event if you spread it out, right? Of course, the downside is the lack of instant service. But with motorsport dollar cars, it's like there's a daily cap. So once you max it out, I am okay with just letting instant service go and just kind of, take it at my own pace after that point. So yeah, so start the first stage or start the event, maybe allow maybe like a couple of hours, hour and a half before the daily cab resets, so you can, at least that's how long it generally takes me to get through the sort of like the earn the first 250,000 motorsport dollar from these types of events. And then of course, in my case, if you guys want to see how I managed it, I was pretty like spot on, because I maxed it out mid-tier, and by the time I got to the longer cup race, on the same tier, like tier 5, I want to say, I was on to the new day, so getting all the payouts that or most of it that I can earn from these races. All right, we got some slow traffic that we're lapping now, and here in lap 5, I should pay attention to the lap time now. All right, the oval section. It's the oval circuit at Dubai, the shortest track in the game, possibly, certainly one of the shortest. I want to say Catalunya Club Circuit is also pretty short. And of course there's the circuit that we have not raced in eons, at least have not seen in any new events in a long time. That is Richmond, right? The NASCAR circuit. That's a fun little circuit. I almost get dizzy from going in such small circles all day long in that circuit. But in moderation, as a variety, it's a fun circuit. I enjoy it because you get to overtake. It turns into like, how many times can you lap your opponent when you're given like longer or higher lap count to complete, right? Anyway, all right. Final 2 laps to go here. And then first checkpoint is right here, if I remember. Yep, 28 and change, just under 29 seconds. Couple of maybe 1/10 of a second to spare. So next checkpoint, could we get it? I mean, hopefully we can get it under a minute. Technically, I should be able to. Right, which comes up. Oh, don't go off track though. Yeah. Yeah, that's what you get. Going off track. Getting sloppy near the end. Losing focus. Come on. Let's go. Keep it together. It's one more lap. There we go. It's not ideal, but okay. Finally, I got to see the lap time, minute 34. So let's just pretend that's the fastest lap, which probably wasn't. But could we bring it under minute 30? That's a good number. Let's see if we can beat minute 30. That's the goal. So if we get the first checkpoint under 30 seconds, 28.8, the pace is good. And let's keep it on the tarmac and see if we can get, oh, that was good. Get the checkpoint 2 under a minute mark. A little before that banner on the left as a braking point. 58 seconds, 59. A little slow in that sector 2. All right, and the final sector, could we wrap this up in more like 29-second range? Maybe. Not if you skid like that. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Not quite. Minute 34. So there we go, 60% daily bonus. Okay, so there you go. Nice longer race, right? Pays out some 75,100 motorsport dollars for a limited series race, a single cup race. That's pretty good. And yeah, with the 60% extra fame, 13,440 fame points. All right, total race time of 11 minutes and 17 seconds and change. Best lap, maybe that lap 6 was the best one, minute 34.152. Huh, what do you know? Anyway, so we'll have to get the car serviced. So yeah, 3 upgrades across the board, right? That is how you meet the PR requirement. And right, so before we continue on to wrap up the final 2 events here, I'll have to watch some ads to get the service done, so I'll be right back. All right, so now that the service is done, let's see, 95% complete, 35 gold to complete it instantly. Let's head on over to Japan for autocross as Suzuka East. So let's see, the time to beat is 26 seconds and change. All right, East Circuit. So I think this is the last bit of the circuit, if I remember correctly. Or through the S's, I guess. All of it. Yes. So, there we go. There we go. And then we cut across after the right here. There we go. 24 seconds and change, and that is good enough for the gold trophy number, what, 44? Worth some 4,750 motorsport dollars. All right. And that brings us to just one final event now, in the form of endurance, which will take place in California, Laguna Seca, right? So, all right, let's go ahead and we'll try to go just flat out and see how far we can go. The distance target 10.3 kilometers. Not gonna be really much of an issue. So here I'm gonna use my usual endurance strategy of pulling back at the beginning, kind of maximize the speed of overtaking that way, so I don't, and at the same time maximize the clock, right? So generally you want like somewhere between like 43 seconds left on the clock when you start, right? So 44 seconds for me here. That typically will allow you enough time to catch up to your opponents when your bank of time starts to run low. So that way, when you make multiple overtakes very quickly, you're not letting that bonus time go to waste. Instead, you are earning full 10-second bonus. Ooh, there we go. Ideally, without skidding like that. But at least we're keeping all 4 wheels, or you don't have to keep all the wheels on the tarmac, but at least not going off track, especially when the opponents are easy to overtake. Get the maximum distance that you can get in this stage of the endurance race. Unless you're planning on making it run infinite, which I don't think you can pull off at Laguna Seca. Certainly not with this car. Maybe with some, I mean, typically if you want to do an infinite race, generally you need a circuit where you can make some ginormous corner cuts, right? And Laguna Seca really doesn't have any spots that you will gain significant advantage by making a corner cut. Maybe the corkscrew without slowing down, if you just like fly through it, right? You might shave off maybe a little bit of time. But even then, I don't know if it's so short that you know, if you really benefit much from it. So versus like places like Silverstone, right, where you know make cut instead of staying on Wellington Straight. If you cut across, you overtake quite a few cars, and you also shave off. Well, by overtaking, I guess you're earning that bonus time right on the clock. So that so circuits like that, you can benefit from corner cutting. If you want to go, well, if you want to go, you kind of have to go infinitely, right? And another very popular infinite race circuit is the short on-road circuit at Leipzig, the Porsche test track. So that one, of course, the Centauri corner curve, the last one. If you cut across, yes, once again, because it's a type of corner bots. If you stay on track, you do have to slow down, obviously, and the bots do. But if you decide to kind of take the shortcut, you don't slow down. So that's part of where you get to make those races go just about endlessly, right? So here at Laguna Seca, we don't really have any of that kind of cuts that we can make. You know what I mean? So let's see what other circuit has places. Maybe Monza. You can cut those corners, right? The both first and second chicanes, right? I think those are the only ones that you will benefit by cutting. Because I don't think you benefit from, like, let's say Ascari. You carry quite a bit of speed through Ascari anyway, so no reason to cut that corner. But anyway, we are at 14 kilometers, and do we have another lap? Maybe? Can we make the... Okay, lap 5. Alright, I think we can overtake this guy. But that may just be the last one that we can. So, about 16 kilometer endurance run. I don't think we can quite overtake the next guy. Maybe if I went into the corner a little bit slower and came out with flat out, maybe I would have been able to overtake, but that, that's alright. Like 4.5 laps, so that's gonna pay out relatively well, I think. Let's see, 36,000. Good enough. And I have some room for growth in my motorsport dollar bank, so that's all good. All right, and actually 700,000 extra bonus is gonna put me way above, isn't it? But anywho, there we go. And yes, 4.5 laps around Laguna Seca will put your car in critical condition. It was a pretty clean race, but just the sheer distance. We'll do it anyway. As a recap, cost of meeting the PR requirement here, 351 gold and like 1.4 million motorsport dollars. Getting those 21 upgrades total, 3 upgrades in every category. But we do get to earn some gold back, 50 gold to be exact. The final 100% completion reward being the 20 gold. And yeah, like 1.5 million motorsport dollars, which this is gonna be putting me past the daily cap. So I'll be kind of done for now. So let's collect these rewards, starting with the car. All right, very nice car. I like it. Not too expensive. And the car does have a featured motorsport series under GT4 category called Performance GT Racing. And I believe this is the only car that can 100% complete, which is new in motorsports section, because I feel like in motorsports section events, as long as you own one of the cars featured in that series, I think we used to be able to 100% complete the series. But if I'm not mistaken, well, I'll have a closer look when we get to that point. But yeah, there we go. Put the new car in the garage and 2,000 victory points. Looks like will get me the Racer's Choice 20% off discount, which is typically not that useful. I mean, maybe Motorsport Dollar car, it's worth it. But here's a big one, 700,000 Motorsport Dollars. So that's gonna be putting my Motorsport Dollar bank way above the 5 million cap. So let's go ahead and max it out. There we go. 5.4. Right, reach the Motorsport Dollar budget limit. There we go. All right, so that will do it for this limited series playthrough. Thanks for tagging along for the ride, and stay tuned for more Real Racing 3 videos coming up. So take care.